Welcome to Fabric Monday. Today we'll talk about pipelines, gateways, and on-premise access. In fact, what I will demonstrate today is a very new feature. The pipelines in Fabric can now access data on-premise using the data gateways from Power BI. This is absolutely great because it was a missing feature on the pipelines until now. I have a SQL Server on my local environment. It's on my local host, and I have two databases, Adventure Works and Wide World Importers. If I would like to access this on-premise database from my Fabric environment, I would need to use an on-premise data gateway, and I have one installed on my on-premise environment. Let's take a look. Here is my on-premise data gateway. It's configured, it's turned on, and you may notice the most recent version from March 2024, and it's enabled for Microsoft Fabric, so Fabric resources can access this gateway. That's absolutely great. Now, how do we access this gateway from a pipeline? This was not available before, and this is the new feature I'm talking about. Here we have a pipeline. It's empty. I use the copy assistant and select the access to a SQL Server. I create a new connection. While creating the new connection, you can choose the gateway I use. That gateway is already registered on the Fabric environment using the name as local gateway. This happens during the process of installation of the data gateway. You can check this link here at my site to discover how to configure the data gateway on-premise and register it in the Fabric environment. It's very easy and common step-by-step process. So I'll choose the gateway, the local gateway. I'll define a connection name, my local connection, and I can define the authentication, SCA, and my XA password. But I haven't told yet which server or database I'll be connecting to. The point is, I'm connecting through the gateway, so I can use a server name and database name that the gateway locally will be capable to find. So I can even use localhost. There is nothing that prevents me from using localhost. And Adventure Works, my database. In this case, in this example, it discards the connection configuration I chose because it advised me, you already have a configuration for this Adventure Works, why are you trying to create another one? So I already have a connection for this database and this server. I'll use it. Let's go ahead. And that's the new feature. The pipeline being capable to connect to the on-premise environment using the data gateway. This was not possible before. It's listing my local tables. Let's select one like big transaction history, for example. Next. And select the destination. I will select a lake house. Lake house. An existing lake house. Pipeline is lake demo. Next, I will save the data as a new table, big transaction history. I will remove this DBO from the front of big transaction history because this is not the schema. It imported from the schema DBO and used it as part of the name of the table. I don't want that. So big transaction history is making the mapping of the columns. That's great. I could enable partitions, but I don't want to. And next. So it will start transfer the data immediately from my on-premise environment to my lakehouse. That's it. And it's executing, saving, and executing the pipeline. The execution is complete. We already imported the table from our local SQL Server, from my local SQL Server in my laptop, to the Lakehouse. I can check the Lakehouse, and you will see the big transaction history table is located here on the Lakehouse. In this way, with this demonstration, we saw that we can use on-premise data gateway with data factory pipelines. Data factory pipelines now support to load data from on-premise environment. And it's not only about on-premise data gateway. We can use other kinds of gateways or for other purposes as well. The on-premise data gateway can be used to load data from any isolated network. We could load from AWS, we could load from Azure, and from Azure we have a special feature for that. We have a VNet data gateway, which we could use as well as a gateway. Instead of the on-premise data gateway, we could use the VNet data gateway. I already wrote about this. You can check the details I wrote about this on this link appearing here at my side. Thank you very much for watching and see you next week.